Scams, squatters, and fraudulent applicants is a huge obstacle for Chicago investors these days. Hi, I'm Mark Ainley, partner, founder, GC Realty Development, also co-host of Chicago's #1 real estate investment podcast, Straight Up Chicago Investor. You got to check it out. In my career, we've leased 5,000 units, we've managed 6,000 properties, and we completed over 60,000 work orders in the 23 years we've been in business. And one of the biggest things that's came up here in the last couple of years is scams and being able to spot scams or fraudulent applications during the rental process. And I've watched a lot of people fall victim to this. I fell victim to it one time. It was actually how I learned all the ins and outs, and we went really deep in understanding how to never be in that situation again. And ultimately today, we are underwriting thousands of applications a year. We're still seeing these come through, and we just are more prepared. So I want to talk to you really on the idea of making sure that you have a system built out for you when you go to rent your property. And when I say system, I mean, you have a way of taking in the data, whether it be paychecks, pay stubs, bank accounts, in a way that those things are not fraudulent, or they ultimately are not, call it modified documents. And for us here at GC, we've invested in technology that will allow you to scan documents, and it'll pick up things that have been altered. It'll help us, we're able to scan documents that we can see if this wasn't the original download. So we're able to see those things. And spotting scams might not just be the fraudulent detectors like we have the technology for, but it also is looking at pay stubs and making sure that those are legit, make sure the math on those. It's funny how many times we've seen fake pay stubs and we only caught it because the math was wrong. And we all know places like Paychecks or Paylocity, their math isn't messed up. So it's very obvious. So those are just kind of two things when it comes to spotting red flags or things that I'm seeing investors get in trouble for. But there's also the entire fake identity side of things, where basically someone will have a fake license, they'll have a fake story, but the trick is the story mirrors somebody different. They're saying, hey, up here in Michigan, I'm selling my house that I owe free and clear, and my name is Barbara Johnson. But that's not really Barbara Johnson that's applying. That is a person with Barbara Johnson's ID with their picture on it, taking their the real Barbara Johnson's entire life story. And then this tenant gets approved, they move in, and at that point, when you figure this out, maybe a month, 2 months later, when they stop paying or they start doing crazy stuff, or they're moving a bunch of people in, now you have no clue even what the real name is of the person living there. And I'm seeing this happen all the time. We get calls from people on the property management side saying, I need your help. And this person moved in, and we're able to call it out pretty quickly, and it will help. A lot of people call us up and have an understanding what the problem was or what they are up against. So all these different things I'm breaking down, these are huge risks for Chicago investors. We would love to help you, whether it be tenant placement or property management, avoid all those risks. And we're talking about scams right now. We're not even talking about all the other laws and ordinances that are out there here in the Chicago market that you as a real estate investor have to look out for and make sure you're following on every single time. So reach out, love to help you. Talk soon.